table to help us answer some probability problems. If you can just take a minute and read the introduction. So this is a survey of students in a statistics class, and the survey asks whether or not the students ate breakfast. There were 331 students in the survey. 199 of them are female, 132 are male. 191 students ate breakfast, 140 did not. Okay, so looking at part A, what is the probability that a randomly selected student is female? Well, there are 199 females. That's our success over a total of 331 people. So the probability that we have a female is equal to 199 over 331, which is approximately 0.601 or 60.1%. Moving on, what is the probability that a randomly selected student ate breakfast? Again, this is a very simple probability. The probability that they ate breakfast, we'll just go with ATE for ate breakfast, would be 191 out of a total of 331 people. Which is approximately 0.577 or 57.7% of the students ate breakfast. What is the probability that a randomly selected student is a female who ate breakfast? So we want the probability that it's a female and they ate breakfast. Well, that would be 125 over 331. The probability of the females who ate breakfast is 125 out of the total 331, which is approximately 0.378. Okay, what is the probability that a randomly selected student is female given that? Now this is a different statement. That's a conditional probability. So over here, let me see if I can change my pen. We want the probability that they're female given that they ate. And we know that's the probability of female and they ate breakfast divided by the probability that they ate breakfast. And that would be 125 over 331. This is the probability of F intersect 8 divided by the probability that they ate, which is 191 over 331. And we know when we divide fractions, we multiply by the reciprocal. And what you would end up with is 125 over 191, which is approximately 0.654, or 65.4% would be the probability that the student is female given that they ate breakfast. Okay? What is the probability that a randomly select student ate breakfast given that the student is female? Okay, so now we're given that they're female. So the probability that they ate, given the condition that they're female, would be the probability of 8 intersect female, which we've already found, divided by the probability that the student is female. Well, we know 8 intersect female is 125 divided by 331. Okay, And then probability of being female was 199 over 331. And again, when we divide by fractions, we multiply by the reciprocal. So the 331s would cancel out, and we'd be left with 125 over 199, which is approximately 0.628. Okay. And finally, does it appear that whether or not a student ate breakfast is independent of the student's sex? Explain. Well, let's take a look. What do we know here? The probability that they ate, given that they were female, was approximately 0.628. Okay. The probability that they ate breakfast was 0.577. So, to answer the question, I don't think that eating breakfast is independent of sex, because if they were independent events, we'd expect the probability to be the same. So I would say, therefore, eating breakfast is not independent of gender, right? Because it seems like females are more likely to eat breakfast, right? Because the probability that you ate breakfast is 0.577, while the probability that you ate breakfast given that you were a female is 0.628. So therefore, eating breakfast is not independent of gender. It seems that females are more likely to eat breakfast. This is why I don't use this thin pen.